The ANC Manguang Regional Conference is now set to get underway following numerous delays. The conference was expected to start this morning after it was given the green light by the Free State High Court when some party members attempted to prevent it from going ahead. Those disgruntled members are currently running their own parallel conference and claim they are the legitimate regional structure. The Interim Provincial Committee has since been locked in meetings to find a way forward for the conference to continue. Mbali Thethani is there and she joins me now. Mbali, good to speak to you. Certainly seems to be a little bit of confusion, if not a lot. Bring us up to speed with what you've been able to pick up.
Well, of course, Hugo, we do know that this regional conference of Manguang here in the Free State of the ANC was expected to get underway yesterday already. But of course, we know that there was indeed that court battle that the party had to go through first before they could then follow through with this conference. We know that the High Court of the Free State has since ruled in favor for this regional structure to continue and go ahead with its conference, but it has since been delayed once more because we know that the Interim Provincial Committee was in talks throughout this morning. As we know that some of the Manguang ANC members are indeed running their own parallel conference, and they claim, as you said there in your intro, that they are indeed the legitimate structure of the ANC. But let's bring in the regional chairperson. Of course, his name is Lawrence. Lawrence, this conference was supposed to start already yesterday. It was postponed to today. This morning it didn't kick off, and you then delayed it even further by having a meeting. Is there a finality now? Will this conference get underway officially?
Afternoon, Mbali, and the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Yes, indeed, the conference will start. We have had some delays. You remember that yesterday we had to come to the court because 3 or so members from 3 branches had approached the court with a view to interdict the proceedings of this court. So we had some undue delays yesterday until a court made a final call that our conference must proceed. This morning we had to sit for an urgent IPC meeting where the PDRC, the Provincial Dispute Resolution Committee, was presenting to the IPC its final report in terms of outstanding disputes. I'm happy to say that the IPC has given us a thumbs up. From the report of the Provincial Dispute Resolution Committee, there are no outstanding disputes from branches. It's all systems go. We're here. We'll be ready to start. This is the only conference that will be taking place under the leadership of myself and Comrade Sabelo and the rest of other members that we are serving with in the IRC.
There is another conference taking place, and it is taking place in the Bloemfontein CBD. They claim that they are the legitimate structure of the ANC in this region. What do you have to say about that?
Well, the IPC, which is the Interim Provincial Committee, is recognizing this conference. It has given us a thumbs up to proceed with the conference. We know obviously that the 3 members who approached court yesterday, for whatever reasons, if they are disgruntled, they must respect internal processes of the ANC. But over and above, they must respect the rule of law. If their case was thrown out of court, they have really no right to organize a parallel conference. We are prepared to extend an olive hand to them so that they can respect and honor the provincial structure which has given us a thumbs up to continue the conference.
Have you reached out to your members?
We will definitely, because since this morning we were locked up in a meeting of the Provincial Interim Committee for almost 5 hours. But we are hopeful that once we complete the business of this conference, we will give them a hearing and sit down with them, because part of the renewal and unity of the ANC requires of us to take on board every member who is disgruntled, who may have whatever dispute that they may have, so that they can understand that this is the only leadership of the ANC that we have, and we must respect the Provincial Executive Committee for having given us the thumbs up to convene this conference.
Now that this conference is expected to go ahead, what can we expect today? Because we understand that you were initially supposed to have voting being conducted this evening. Are we still going to see that?
Yes, we will open the conference. The provincial convener, Comrade Mbali Thethani, will present a message from the IPC, which is a keynote address to us. Immediately thereafter, we'll have a closed session where we'll deal with credentials of the conference. And once we have adopted the conference credentials, it will be all systems go. We'll allow conference delegates to proceed with the business of the day. If in the program we would have to do the nominations and consider elections, that we will do, because this is part of what must form the crux of the conference. So it's all in the hands of the delegates of the conference.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, that is Lawrence. He is indeed the regional chairperson here in Mangaung, saying that the IPC has given them the go-ahead, and they've been locked in talks for much of today, Hugo, and of course trying to find a resolution to the issues that they currently face, especially in terms of that parallel conference currently being held in Mangaung, in the CBD in Bloemfontein. But they are saying that this is the only structure of the ANC which is being recognized in Mangaung, and that structure is also being recognized by the IPC.
Well, I suppose the one final question to ask is, what are those numbers looking like in terms of those members that are disgruntled and are not part of this main regional conference?
Well, of course, we know that when it comes to the conference, which I'm attending at the moment, they have at least 130 delegates who have made their way here. And earlier on in the day, with the other parallel structure that's also been running their own conference, they have over 100 delegates who are taking part in that conference. And we also understand that they'll then also be voting in their own leadership. And they are saying that that is the leadership that they will be recognizing as the structure of Mangaung.